You can get in.
All right. What's up? What's up, guys? We should be live. Let's see. Okay. All right. All right, guys. We're live. We were having some technical difficulties. Seemed like we haven't been live in a little bit. Guess who's back, man? I'm excited today. So, what's up, Tierney? What's up, Summer?
What's up?
Hey.
Cameron, what's up, brother?
What's up? What's up?
Yeah. Let me. I'm gonna go ahead and share this out. I was having some problems with scheduled posts. Sorry, we're 30 minutes late. It kept as I was trying to tag these guys, it kept deleting the post or hiding it. So I'm gonna get this out to a few of our groups. Here in Kansas, man, we had snow yesterday, and snow's still on the ground today. So winter's coming.
I wish we had snow.
Yeah.
We get a little bit of everything here in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of everything in Texas. Is your snow even bigger in Texas?
No, a lot of ice.
We don't get snow.
It's a lot more dangerous.
All right. So let me see here if it still went live in the group. All right. Well, I'll share this here in a few minutes. Well, I appreciate you guys taking in a few minutes of your day here to be able to rock with us. Got a couple of ballers here. Camera, I guess we'll put you on the hot seat first, man.
Come on.
He said, let's bring it.
Yes, sir.
So you just actually had went live with us when?
Last week was my first official experience with eXp, which was Monday, which was awesome.
Monday.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Cool. So Lauren, one of our Toronto partners, he said, "What's up, superstars? What's up, Lauren?"
Coop, I see you.
Yeah. So pretty exciting, man, to be able to partner with you guys here. We're going to get in a little bit to your story. How you came from where again?
Keller Williams, man. I was there for 13 years.
13 years?
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
So tell us a little bit about your business. I mean, are you a single agent? Are you building a team? Help us understand what the makeup of your business looks like.
Absolutely, man. So single agent, we have a transaction coordinator. I'm more focused on making sure that the infrastructure is sound before we start bringing on agents. So I've been an individual agent, had a team, but when you don't have that strong infrastructure, it's kind of hard to, manage that team when the back office is not on point. So this year and moving forward, we're making sure that we have a strong infrastructure before we start adding teams. But we definitely do plan on adding a big team again.
All right. Big team, building a modern team, all that fun stuff.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
This year alone, though, man, been an individual agent with the transaction coordinator, and we're on track to do close to 50 deals this year.
50 deals?
Yes, sir.
Hey, congratulations, man. I'm always interested where the source of those escrows or those closings come from. I mean, are you currently generating leads, or you primarily, SOI networking? How'd you attract? 50
top two sources. My bread and butter is always going to be SOI, but I always look at the people that I haven't met and funding on leads in that way, which is the second source is Google pay per click. So we do a lot of Google pay per click, build relationships, and turn into SOIs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, internet lead generation is definitely, how I made my name. We started generating thousands of, internet leads back in 2010. You start building ISAs and resource client care centers behind all that stuff, 10 years ago now. So I firmly believe if you're not building a database, you're not building really a predictable business. With SOI, I can help you set up a raving fans program and really track like your top 100 people and show you how to get them to feed you referrals and feed that top of the funnel like that. we can work on some of that stuff. So cool, man.
Absolutely. Cool.
13 years with KW, man. Sounds like you're loyal. I know you got, some high power buddies over there. You were, perfectly happy. It sounded like, right?
Yeah, man. It was a lot of prayer, a lot of thought. It took me over a year to make the jump at the end of the day. And, the biggest decision behind it was when I saw just for one, when someone actually sat down with me and told me what eXp was all about versus hearing it from other people, I went to the source versus hearing it from others. And when I saw what eXp was doing and just the opportunities over there, I was just like, it was a no-brainer to move over. Moved over, fast forward, a week. This whole week has been great, from just, going into the back office, seeing how they take care of their people. It's just been a great experience so far.
I like it. So, you said you did a lot of praying. Seemed like you kind of went through the same process as myself. It took me about a year and a half to make a decision with this. When I first looked at the company, it had like 12 to 600 agents with it. I couldn't get my mind wrapped around it. I was like, hell no. We were ranked 9th to 12th in the nation, kind of bouncing around those spots. I think when I finally moved over, I was, we were 11th in the nation. But what was it? What was that one thing that you felt like that clicked for you, or you're just like, I have to make this move? What was that?
Well, the funny thing is Walsh, Tierney's husband.
Who?
Walsh Jordan. We had
What's his name again?
Walsh Jordan. Walsh Jordan. He's somewhere back there, right?
I'm messing with him. He's probably watching. Actually, he just popped up. He said you're a freaking monster.
Absolutely, man. Well, I mean, we had a more, it was a good conversation. It was about an hour and a half. And one of the things that really just, made me move over was when I stopped caring about what other people would think, and versus just looking out for my family and making sure that we set up the family, right, for generational wealth. It was a no-brainer. And, I told my wife, because I'm loyal, right? I mean, when I make decisions like this, I'm all in. Right. And I told my wife, I was like, why do you think it's so hard for me just to make the jump? And she was like, you're too afraid of what people will think. And I was just like, well, true. And that's a dumb reason to stay, right? Especially once you get exposed to just everything that you guys are doing over there. It was an absolute no-brainer. Once I got my mind around, this is about my family and only about my family, and making sure that we position ourselves.
Yep.
It was a 24-hour move. I moved instantly, right? And it's been really good.
Right. No, I mean, you hit on a couple of points that a lot of people go through. I think when I talked to you, when you mentioned that last week, and I frequently talk about this. I heard Gene say at a mastermind, and it's so true. Are you going to go to a Ford dealership to learn about Tesla?
Nope.
No, right? Like,
Absolutely
what is Ford going to do?
Yeah, sell you a Ford at the end of the day.
They're going to sell you a Ford. They're going to bash Tesla. They're going to try to differentiate from Tesla. And they're going to want to sell you a car before you leave and go purchase that Tesla, right? And then the second thing is powerful. That's exactly what I had to go through. When I sold my ownership piece, pretty much bought myself out of my non-solicit, non-compete, all that fun stuff. I had to dissolve all those relationships, right? Yeah. And everybody was thinking I was crazy. I mean, even Tierney was like, dude, you're having a midlife crisis. I've already looked at this company, right? Like, and so I had to protect my future, my family's future, and I had to make decisions on that, not, the 90 other people around me, or what, at the time, a coaching client like Tierney would say, and then, she came to a mastermind before I was even launched and out, and then she came back a week later and said, well, I might be having a midlife crisis. Right? so I like it. So cool, man. So getting wrong information or misinformation or not full information, and then once you were able to actually sink in with Tierney working back up through the upline. Tierney's balling out right now. You're able to gain some clarity, right, and go through
Absolutely.
a discovery process, and then being able to actually make a decision whether if you're disliked for a little bit, right, because you're moving brokerages, but you're doing it for your family. So
Absolutely.
that's awesome, man.
Absolutely.
All right. So it was those two things, and then right when that clicked, you're like, boom, you hit the join button and just did it, right?
Just did it, man.
All right. Cool, man. So, all right, one last question here. I know we're kind of up against some time because we stacked a couple of you guys together. People join for different reasons, so I'm always interested to see why people join. You touched on some generational wealth. Some people are joining because of the cloud office, on the go. 500 support staffs with the specialized departments open 12 hours a day. Some people are joining for the tech, lead generation, business solution tools. Other people are joining for the long-term exit strategy to be able to build equity in EXPI with the retirement plan, right?
Absolutely.
Other people are joining because of the training, the collaboration, with the network, right? Other people are coming here, scaling up modern teams with the rev share, right? But we're all here for different reasons. What's that one thing other than being disliked and getting the correct information to help make a decision? What's that one thing to help push you away from KW?
I mean, well, two things, right? And it goes hand in hand. You got to first commit to the one to experience the second one.
Yeah.
And the more so the generational wealth piece, it's insane. When I saw the numbers that EXP agents are producing passively, it's absolutely insane on what they're generating.
Right.
That definitely caught my eye. And two, how many people have stock? How many brokers can say that they have stock, right? And that you're able to, make moves and take ownership of those shares if you choose to. It was a no-brainer once I saw just the opportunity on just building wealth. But once I got involved in EXP and did the orientation and got a feel for just the onboarding process, it blew my mind when I tell you that they truly take care of their people. When you have a question that needs to be answered now, I was getting every answer that I possibly needed just to get going. It's funny because I used to make fun of the whole virtual thing. I'm like, what is this virtual thing? Like, come on, what is this? But once I got to experience and have live conversations with people that were truly able to help me, whether it's their marketing, whether it's their accounting, whether it is just anything, right? I mean, there was a person there waiting for me, and that just blew my mind on just how great they take care of their people. They really do.
No, man, that's really good news to hear for sure. I mean, I showed you my numbers, I think last week or so, but
yeah,
100 agents onboarding in 1 month. I mean, that took us 9-10 years to be able to, or about 8 or 9 years to build up to 70 agents, 20 support staff over that amount of time. So just with my little network to have 100 people come on and to hear that feedback from people like you, and I hear it all the time, that onboarding was a good experience for them and all that stuff. So that's fantastic to hear, man. So
yeah, absolutely, man.
Pretty excited to get up and running with you. How long have you and Tierney known each other?
5-6 years, maybe. Tierney, 7, maybe 7.
Yeah, maybe like 7.
7 years. Yeah.
Because I've been here for 2.5 years, and I was at KW for almost 5.
Yeah. So I knew her personally 7, but Tierney's a monster. So whenever you're a monster, you have agents watching her. So I've probably been watching Tierney for an additional 3 years. So I would say I've known Tierney 10 years, but she didn't know me only for 7. So
Yeah.
something like that.
I like it.
Monsters, no monsters.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, cool. So guys, we got another baller here. So Tierney, you want to introduce her?
Sure. So Summer Tinsley, when Summer and we didn't really know each other we just chatted with each other on a group that we were both members of. It was like real estate mom, something like that. Real estate
Yeah.
rock star mom, something like that. I can't remember. But she reached out to me, and I'm always all about depositing value. And I truly was just giving her some value, you know, about building her, I think it was her internet stuff.
My
And then we
CRM.
started
Yeah.
talking. Yeah. Then we started talking about eXp and realized that the opportunity that she was looking for, we really had here at eXp, and she didn't know. And she was kind of in the same boat Cam was in, just loyal. She had been with her same brokerage for 7 years, but was looking for something better for her business, opportunities for the people that she's in partnership with, as well as her family. So we talked about eXp, and she made a move pretty quickly because she was already looking for everything that we had. So it was a perfect match, you know, right from the beginning. So I'm excited to be in partnership with her. She inspires me because she's similar to me in the sense that she's always going and always pushing and always looking for the next opportunity to bless the people around her,
Right.
as well as bring value to the marketplace, and, you know, support her family. So she's always pushing me like, Tierney, when are we going to do the next, you know, seminar? And we just did one last week in person. That was my first one in person since the whole Corona deal. So Summer pushes me. Iron sharpens iron. You know, I'm grateful to have her. So
Yeah, I like that. I was actually on a call with I don't know, somebody the other day. You know, traditionally team building, modern team building, you know, it's all right up all of our alleys. But you know, traditionally team building, you know, over the years we developed a lot of zeros and turned them into heroes, right? Where you're trying to force people to, you know, make their phone calls, show up to meetings, be accountable, track, you know, track their behaviors, all that stuff. And you know, some days it can feel like you're pushing a donkey up a hill. But to be able to work with like-minded people, you know, I'd rather be being chased down the hill by a lion nipping at my tail, and it sounds like she's chasing you down that hill. So she's a lion, right? So you want to work with other like-minded bosses like yourself. So that's pretty awesome. So, you know, Summer, you were at Realty Executives, right?
I was.
All right, cool. So you were there about 7 years.
About that. Yeah.
All
Long
right.
time.
A long time. Just think how much stock you would have right now, right?
I know. I
Because
know.
you're an icon agent, right?
I think about that. Yes.
Both of
Yes.
you guys are icon agents. This is going to be 100% plus model for both of you guys, right? So, you know, how long have you been in real estate? Tell us a little bit about yourself, and we'll start there.
So I've been in real estate for 9 years.
Uh-huh.
I spent 1 year at my first brokerage and then 7 at the last. I started to build my team at Realty Executives, but I kind of hit a wall because I wasn't really sure how to. I started to build a team. I was a top agent. I kind of felt like it was time for the next thing. You know,
Right.
I knew that I had so many transactions. I was kind of capped out for myself. So I knew I had to get other agents on board with me. And so I had started that at Realty Executives, but I kind of hit that brick wall because I really wasn't sure where to go from there. I needed the mentorship really to build a team. And I didn't know about the systems and the protocol. And, you know, I was really lost there. So when I met Tierney, I was looking for the next thing. I wasn't sure what it was. I think that was a God thing, me running into her the way that I did, because as soon as we had that conversation, everything just fell into place and it was perfect. And I came over and, you know, it's been amazing.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you've been rocking and rolling pretty quick since you've moved over. You have a team of around 10 or something like that.
Yes.
I can remember you're building quick. You're doing, and that's the cool part about partnering with our network, to be able to do the right things in the right order.
Right.
to be able to scale up. I can remember speaking with you shortly after you had moved over, and I think you're having a really good month. I think you're like, making like $75,000 this month, but I have no time, right? And I was talking about buying more time back with family, or I was telling you a story or something I went through, and you're like, yeah, that's exactly my issue. And so it was like, let's get an assistant, let's get some transaction coordination set up, let's hire some buyer agents, and you don't need to be working that many buyer leads, right?
Yes.
And start to actually become that dominant listing agent and start to quarterback some of the stuff out. And you're generating a lot of leads, so being able to put that conversion piece in with the ISA, as well, or you are that ISA until you're training and developing, and so you're snapping the pieces of the puzzle together, fairly quickly. What's the percentage of your business? Are you primarily buyer business, listing business? Help us understand where your business is coming from, and then the percentages of it.
I think we're about 75% buyers, but I'm working on that listing agent piece now that I have my buyers agents in place and more admins and my systems. So we're trying to change that ratio a little bit, but right now we're about 75% buyers.
Trying. Write down the word try.
Mm-hmm.
Put a big X through it. And right next to it, just do it.
Just do it. Yeah.
Just do it. That's
what we've been doing. We've just been doing it.
No, I appreciate your hustle. And, Tierney hit the nail on the head. You remind me a lot of, her hustle and stuff like that. So, so I love it. So cool. All right. So I got to ask you, similar to how I asked him, Tierney said you made a move quick, but had you previously looked at it before, say no to it before, like a majority of us have, before that light bulb went off, right?
Yes.
Or was this your first time being exposed to it?
Yeah. No, I had someone come to me about a year prior, but they really didn't do the best job of explaining it, or maybe it was just me. I didn't understand it like I did when Tierney explained it. And also, I had that loyalty factor too. I loved my broker and I had been there a long time, and it was hard for me because it's, you grow really close to them, and he was a great friend and a mentor. And so I think it was, I had heard about it a year prior. I had that loyalty problem. I was scared to just make a move. And then I think though, once I talked to Tierney, everything just clicked, and I was like, I would be crazy not to do this. Like Tierney's made a comment, once you see it, you can't unsee it. And that's where I was. I hung up with her that night, and I told my husband, I was like, I'm moving, I'm leaving, like I'm done. And he was like, well, do it. Because, I talked about all these things I wanted to do for a year, and I was like, I finally found it. Like, this is perfect. Right. And so it did take me, I think, maybe 3 days or 4 days after we talked, but I was just, had to have the conversation with my broker and the other agent on my team. And then we moved.
Right. I mean, that loyalty piece is funny, but people just outgrow situations. They outgrow positions. They outgrow opportunities. Yeah, right. Exactly. I talk a lot about career capital. All right. So you build up career capital to take that career capital and flip it into something else once your skill set is ready. Right. And I can remember I was just getting off like a high powered call, going back and forth with somebody or whatever. I was like in my high D personality, and Tierney called me and she's like, hey, I need you to talk to this lady because she's coming, but her broker is trying to keep her. Right. And I can remember I hopped on a call with you and you were telling me, some of these things, and I was just very like direct and
you were.
Right? Like, let's cut the bullshit out. Let's get down.
I was like, he is in full D mode at this point.
Oh, he was. He was 100%.
Yeah, I was just coming off presentation. I was coming off a closing situation. And then Tierney got me on that call. And after that call,
I was like, pump the brakes. I had to text him on the down low.
Well, he was excited, and I find myself like that now. When I talk to people, I mean, I'm excited. Like, I believe in this company and what I've seen, what it's done for me and for you, and y'all's mentorship is like next level. Like I had people say, well, are they still going to talk to you once you've been, recruited and you've moved. I'm like, I have worn out her phone. Like I call Tierney all the time and she always answers and she always talks to me. Same with you, Adam. So, yeah, it's just, I understand the way you were acting because I get like that too. I'm just like, I want them to see it, because I'm so excited. It just radiates when I'm talking to someone.
Yeah, for sure. Well, when you're on that fence right there, you just needed that little extra push of confidence for sure.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, I like guys. So I gotta ask you too. People join for the different reasons. What really did it for you? I mean, out of the 4 or 5 different things that we obviously know why people join eXp, what was the one thing for you?
I mean, the main thing for me was building my team and the mentorship that I needed to do that.
Right.
But I mean, it really was a combination of everything. The stocks, which I've only been here 8.5 months, and my stocks are incredible. And then there's the rev share piece. Like it's everything. Like in the classes, I can get on the world. I can take them when I want to. I can see the eXp superstars telling me their secrets and what they're doing and what's working. And I love that networking piece just as a whole, just being able to talk to other people and see what they're doing. I've always feel like you have to be close with someone who's doing better than you. And there's so many people who are doing better than me, then I get to listen to them and learn from them. And that's an incredible piece of it too.
Right. I mean, the thing is you do ask a lot of questions. I mean, that's good. That's how you're able to, build up really quickly with this team that you're trying to assimilate. Most people are like, oh, they're busy. They don't got time for me, or people just let their ego get in the way, right? And they just keep doing what they're doing. They'll keep getting what they're getting. Or you run into a situation where people start becoming jealous of other people, and instead of like working with them and collaborating, they end up just talking about them behind their back. And that's similar to what typically happens in the traditional brokerage, because there's not that financial alignment, right? None of this works if we're not building and doing what? Closing houses, right? So we definitely want to be scaling, we definitely want to be building, and we definitely want to be selling more houses. So without a doubt, we're gonna we're working this day and night all the way to Cabo in February. So pretty excited to have talent like you. So you didn't come for the rev share. Obviously, you like the stock. You didn't. Some of these other things, obviously, you're starting to uncover. You're starting to say, okay, I'm going to start working on this pillar. There's a lot of value here, but you really came to work with people that's been there and done that and can show you how to get to that next level.
Right.
It sounds like. So the partnership with the network and team builders and stuff like that was what did it for you.
Absolutely. Because I mean,
that's
where I was.
Go ahead, Summer.
No, I was just saying, like, that's where I was. I needed the next level, and I didn't know where that was or what that was. But once I heard about the opportunity, I was like, this is it. And in so many ways, not just one. It was the partnership and, the networking and the help to build my team, but also the rev share, and the stocks. Like, just everything was just next level for me.
Yeah. Partnerships are so key. I think when I look back at my decision to come over, because once you get to a certain place in your business in terms of production and what you've built, people are always looking to you to give, and when I was at KW2, and it seemed like I was on the giving train, which I don't mind giving, but I wanted to get back some things. And I remember it was a hard decision for me to leave as well. But I remember after talking to the OP and he offered us some stuff. I remember leaving his office and talking to Walsh, and Walsh was like, "What do you want to do?" And I really thought about it. And I said, you know what? I want to partner with Adam, because I had that relationship with Adam prior to coming over, because I paid him for coaching. And I remember the value that he gave me. And I was thinking about the model at eXp. I'm like, we're in financial alignment. So the more I grow, the bigger my business gets, the bigger his business grows and gets, so that financial alignment creates so much opportunity for all of us. And it creates a culture that that would never exist without it. And I remember saying that. I was like, I want to be in partnership with Adam. I'm going to do it. And then we went down. Adam invited us to Mexico. And he's like, just come down there, just, come see the culture. You get to meet Gene Frederick, Rob Flick, Brent Gove, all the people that have come over with huge businesses and started growing in this model. So when me and Walsh were leaving Mexico, we were down there for like 5 days. We were like, these people are fake. Like, we literally thought it was like a fake situation because everybody was so nice all the time. Like giving information. And then since we've been here for 2.5 years, like, I can't be more excited about real estate. Like, literally, I was at the point in my business where I needed something. I needed a change, right? And I'm like, this created a culture and an opportunity for me to see real estate differently and just grow and take it to the next level. But we were like, this is like the Stepford Wives. Like, everybody's like, like, we're thinking it was going to change. But when you look at the model, you have the financial alignment. And even if you're not in financial alignment, we're all owners in the company through stock. So we all have a shared vested interest in making this company grow. So everybody's helping everybody. It's amazing.
That's good.
Walsh is like, are you sure you want to do this? Are you sure?
Oh yeah, I wasn't. It's hard for me. I'm like, oh no way. What is this little ABCD company you're trying to go to? And I'm looking at these people. I'm like, man, please, these people fake, baby. What are you doing? We ain't doing this. But after being down there on that third day, I'm like, this is real now. Like Tammy was saying, 2.5 years.
Right.
I couldn't be more excited. I mean, it's the best decision we ever made. And I'm kind of like, the biggest issue for me is like, really, like, we didn't get here fast enough. I'm pissed at Adam half the time. Like, dude, why you didn't make us come over 2 years prior? Because we'd have had $100 million in stock right now. So I mean, but the biggest thing I always say, it's a true sharing model. Everybody's excited. Everybody, the biggest thing that's funny to me, everybody think this is just a recruiting company. No, we're closing deals.
We're number 3 in the U.S. for closed transaction sides for 2020.
Yeah, we're closing deals, and so we're closing deals every day, and so it's like, you can't say that. I mean, and the teaching in the classes you get, the level of teaching you get in is like incredible because we're all in financial alignment, so everybody giving you all their secrets, whatever it is, and you get it on a high level. So, I mean, for me, I can talk to anybody pretty much in the company at any time, because everybody's excited and want to help. Of course, I'm not gonna call Gene Frederick and ask him how to write a deal, how to write up a contract. No, please. But if it's something I really need and it's serious, he's gonna be there for me. Same thing as Adam. And I mean, I'm just excited to have Cam. Cam is my brother. I've been knowing Cam, like we said, for a minute now. And for a minute, I didn't even talk to Cam about it. I was kind of like, okay, I knew Cam was real loyal. But at the same time, I'm like, man, dude, if you could only just see what I see, brother, you'll be, it's incredible. And then meeting Summer, it was like another level. So, I mean, just getting these 2 rock stars is another level for eXp. I know it's going to grow their business, their company, their family to a whole nother level. And I'm excited. The same way I was when Adam, brought us over. And every day we're adding. Every day eXp is adding more and more. So it's like, it's incredible.
I mean, when we always say there's a lot of hype on the internet with eXp, right? Like, I get that part of it, and it could be annoying. But even Gerbic was like, you don't get it until you work in it. And until it's changing your life, you don't know. Like, I know you're like, hey, Adam, if you got us into eXp a couple years before, I know you're joking. We'll have $100 million worth of stock, but you guys really have right at or right around $1 million worth of stock by just doing your job over the last couple of years that you were going to be doing at any other brokerage or your own brokerage if you were an independent, right? And I've never been in an opportunity where an agent or a partner or somebody like that where it was like, hey, you put me in a position to acquire this in that short amount of time frame. That's rewarding, right? And it's changing your life, just like things have changed my life. You know, being over 1,000 agents, and you guys, I'm very transparent with my financials, and you guys understand where I'm at. Like this is life changing stuff. But also, you know, I know we're house shopping, and I'm just like, okay. And then Tierney called me one night and super pumped up about this house. And I'm like, okay. And then she told me how she gets it. And then I'm like, send me some pictures. We see tons of houses. This is a damn mansion. And she's like, my rep share is paying for this. And it's like a big, like legit mansion. And I'm like, that's life changing stuff right there is what I'm getting at. So I mean, that's pretty exciting. I mean, I've never heard anybody Walsh say, I should have waited. I wish I would.
I know, man. Hey, look, everybody that I ever met in eXp. Now, of course, you got to use the tools and systems that's available for you. If you don't do nothing with it, of course you ain't get nothing. It's still great for you because you're still getting stuff, closing deals that you already do. But everybody, I mean, from the day we started to today, which has been 2.5 years, everyone I speak to, they're excited. And the biggest thing I get, I mean, just, it's not a sales deal, it's real. They wish they would have got here early. And the craziest part about it, our stock is like $40. It's 50 something came down. I'm loving it because I'm buying more.
It's on sale.
The crazy part about it, we're still at the beginning. That's what's awesome. And Gene told me this, and Brent. So, I mean, I love being in partnership with Summer and Cam and, Paul, Jason Myrna, Adam. It's just awesome. Brent, it's another level for us. And anything we need is that people are there for you to take your business to whatever level you want. You want to have 100 agents? Hey, that's small for us, but hey, we can do that. We're at 300. Yeah. If you want to have 500 agents, if you want to have 1,000, it's there for everyone. How can a 23-year-old kid, 24, have over $100,000 in stock? Plus, he's making about $75,000 just passively. 24-year-old kid doing this.
Well, more importantly than that, Walsh, she's selling a lot of real estate too. I mean, that kid that you just highlighted. Last year I was at a mastermind with him. He was 23 years old, and before I bought my boat, a lot of you guys know I bought a boat, and then I had to get a new truck. I was going to buy the new that new Corvette or whatever. And before it came out, I was telling him about it, but he flew back home and bought a 2019 Corvette, and then I hit him up and I was like, just be careful. And he's like, well, this is how much I've done and what I got going on. And I don't know too many, 23-year-old kids that was making over $300,000 at 23, but that's the power of the network. And then acquiring stock, and you mentioned some of his rev share numbers, they are just like where he's going to be, at his 30s. I mean, that's
with minimum overhead. That's the key.
95% net profitability.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. I know we've been on this. Ray said, welcome. What's up? He's a guy sponsored out in California. Cool, guys.
Ray?
Yeah. So I'm going to ask you guys probably one last question here. We've been through an interesting year for sure. We continue to grow, at least my network and what we had going on. I'm blessed to be able to work and network with people like you guys for sure. Now, what's some goals that you guys have going into 2021? I mean, you making any dramatic changes to your business, or are you gonna, what are you trying to add on to it? I'll start with you, Cameron. You had mentioned, you're a single agent doing about 50 deals a year. You said something about a traditional team. The modern team is more of like the network, right? Where people still have their own brands, P&L.
Absolutely.
But we're driving revenue together and selling houses. That's what I'm focused on right now. You couldn't go back and pay me to work in the traditional team model. If my life depended on it, probably. But
absolutely.
Are you just trying to get to 100 closings and then build the modern network? Or are you trying to get into building a team, or whatever?
Nah, man. Listen, Adam, man, I'm all about just having a sound mind and having peace, right? 50 transactions as an individual agent, that's a pretty good living right there. I'm more focused on constantly asking myself, what is the one thing that I could be doing right now? What is the most important thing in my business? What's the most important thing in my family? And I leverage the rest, right? Whatever doesn't make sense, right? I mean, I'm just taking it because I've done hey, let's bring on 10, 15 agents, and it's an absolute nightmare. I've done that, and it's not fun. It's absolutely not fun. So I'm all about just what is the one thing that I could be doing right now to advance my business and be there for my family. And if it's not my one thing, I leverage it out. The first piece was the TC piece, done. Next piece is going to be the marketing piece, done. The next piece is going to be a showing agent, done. So where I'm just leveraging everything out to where I stay focused on what matters most to me in my life. And that's it.
I mean, that's beautiful. I mean, the delegation and leverage is, exactly what I'm focused on. I'll no longer go back to trading time for money. I mean,
Absolutely.
I damn near have everything leveraged out and in my life except my personal life, right? You can't delegate can't delegate those push-ups.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So that's my focus, man. God, family, business, and that's how I live it, right?
Boom.
I like that. God, family.
I like that too.
Boom. God first. I love it.
Absolutely.
Cool, guys. I like it. So, Summer, obviously, I've been able to spend a little bit of time with you to get to this point. You're building quickly. I have a good understanding of what you're trying to build with a traditional team. And what you're looking to build with the modern network, but help the people watching what you're trying to achieve in 2021 different than what you've done in the past.
So I'm going to continue building out this team for leverage purposes too. I kind of felt like I was doing as much as I could by myself. So building out the team, working on that listing piece, definitely working on sharing this opportunity. I mean, those are that's what I'm looking forward to in 2021. I'm excited.
Cool.
So modern team, my traditional team, and having a little bit of time to myself, my family.
What's up?
Maybe a vacation without being on the phone the whole time.
I hear Cabo's coming up.
Oh, y'all not trying to get one of those shirts like Adam got on?
2021.
For 2021, that need to be the goal. We all need to get one of those shirts.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Hey, Walsh, how long you know me? You know I'm always got some type of weird.
Hey, man, you my boy. That's why you my brother.
That's a ball shirt, brother. That's a ball shirt.
Some type
That's a ball shirt for sure.
I have a handful of new winter ones coming as well. So
yeah.
Cool, guys. Any other wisdom you guys like to ooze out before we go, or any other parting shots?
Man, I'm just excited, man. I see what the future holds with eXp.
Right.
And I mean, we're at what, 36,000 agents right now?
36 plus.
And man, we're just getting started. What is life gonna look like when we're at 100 agents? What is life gonna look like when we're at 500? What is it gonna look like when we're at 1 million? This is a game changer. It is an absolute game changer.
And earnings is about to come out like November the 10th, and they looking good. So hey, I love it.
Yes, sir.
What about you, Summer? Anything else? Good.
I mean, same as him. I'm excited. This is a game changer. Every day, I wake up and just look forward to what I'm going to do that day, who I'm going to talk to, who I'm going to share the opportunity with. Like, this is a new spin on my business, and it's fun again, and I have a lot of energy, and I'm just really excited for the future.
Absolutely. And Adam, one more thing, because this is important as well, because this was one of the big decisions why I moved over, right? The day you stop selling a house will be your last commission check, right? And eventually it gets to a point to where you get in your career to where you look for other things that's passively something that you're able to build on. And, I don't, if I wake up 50 years later and I'm still slinging houses, I have done something terribly wrong, right? Something went wrong in my life to where I missed it somewhere. And when I saw just the opportunity, man, it's a no-brainer. It's absolutely a no-brainer.
Well,
Wow.
95% of real estate agents never actually build a business. They think, oh, because I'm 1099 or I can crawl out of bed when I want, or nobody's telling me, when I have to work, they think that they really have a business. They just have a high paying job, really. That's a 1099 filing position, right? Like they don't have any systems. They don't have any predictability. They don't have none of that stuff. And so to be able to partner with this network, you're going to be able to build a legit business that you're not the linchpin in. Even in our independent brokerage, when I left, we were 11th in the nation. That whole dang without the leadership, without Mike there, without me there, they're not even in the top 1,000 right now. And so even in that model, we had leverage, but we didn't really have true passive income, right? Because even if we were gone for a week, 2 weeks, we'd be lucky if that damn thing didn't burn to the ground or sag below mediocrity with the sales numbers. And we thought we were cool closing 70 to 120 houses a month. Last month, I was paid on right around 800 closings, right? And the crazy part about it is that's going to continuously grow, not maintain. It is going to grow because of the foundation and the work that we've already put in over the last couple of years, whether I show up and work or whether I don't, right? Which is pretty crazy. And when I knew that this model was powerful, I took 6 months off from the end of January, end of 2018 until like April, May of 2019. When I stepped away, this thing continued to grow without me. And that's when I was like, this is special, because I thought it was growing because of me. And I knew I was growing fast, but I was just like, I know why it's growing fast, but it wasn't because of me. The agents are incentivized to build something for theirself, their family, their retirement plan that no one else could ever strip away from them, right? And then that's when I had some aha moments, and I was like, I have to work in this model differently than the top-down ran model, the team lead, boss, owner, broker ran down model, right? And so I had to bring in some coaches to help me, and I made some changes, to my game. And now I'm thankful that the way that I build is the way that Tierney's going to build. And the way that Tierney's going to build is the way you guys are going to build, right? And so you'll never get duplication and scalability in your business if you don't get everybody on the same systems that are predictable, right? You guys all see my spreadsheet. I'm growing by 7-8%. Profitability and agent count every single month, whether I work in my business or not. Not a lot of people have that. Tierney is growing predictably. You guys will continuously get there when you get your foundation built and all that stuff. And that's life-changing in terms of, being able to step away, or God forbid you get sick for a little bit and that takes 6 months off, or you get in a car wreck and you can't walk up, you can't be walking around or something, showing houses or going into listing appointments or something like that. And if you didn't have those rentals stacked up, then what do you have, right? Unless you have, that traditional team with a little bit of leverage, but it's not true passive income. And so the model provides us with all that opportunity that we can handle. And I always tell people, it's not the most expensive model. It's not the cheapest. It's just the most profitable if you max out all pillars. Right. Yep. Guys, I appreciate you guys, man. It's exciting to be able to build with talent. We got a lot more ballers coming on. I know that I've been, quiet on live here lately. We're making a big push to Cabo. If you guys are interested in our mastermind, hit me up, hit Tierney up, hit Summer up, hit Cameron up. Come check us out. Come check us out in our mastermind. We're pedal to the metal to get February. Cameron, how can people get a hold of you, man? If they got more questions, maybe you might want to let them know where you're out of. I know where you're out of, but how can people get a hold of you?
Absolutely, man. DM me on Facebook, or just call me on my cell. I'll be. One of the things that you people that know me is that I serve people, man. So, hit me up, 817-691-4198. Just call me.
Wow. I was just about to say that, Cam. Cam, I don't know how much we said when we introduced him as far as what he is. Like, he did everything at the Market Center. I mean, he is a giver. He's one of the best teachers, coaches, trainers out there. I mean, he's one of the top ones at KW. And he's a giver. The difference right now is you get to give and get back some. So you definitely definitely hit him up. Summer's the same way. So I mean, you got some givers, and that's why this model is growing, because all the top givers are being able to give even more and get back more for what they put into it. So that's why it's going to continue to grow.
Summer, how can people get a hold of you? They got
Tinsley Realty Group, eXp Realty, 830-928-7193.
You're down in San Antonio, right?
San Antonio area. The Hill Country.
Love your food there.
Me too.
If I lived in San Antonio, I would gain like 30 pounds, like in a
yeah,
week.
it's hard not to.
You'll be looking like Adam used to look. And how I look now. Hey, before Adam, after.
You know what? I'm the fat boy of the crew now. I'm not gonna act like I wasn't. I was stressed out. I was working too much. I couldn't get to this point fast enough. I didn't know that I was unhappy. Shit, I didn't even know I was unhealthy because I didn't have time to look in the mirror.
Yeah.
I mean, but to be able to focus on my health, my 5-year-old, stay in high leverage situations with my business, stay in that creative space. I mean, I'm blessed, man. So
looking great, brother. You're looking great. You're motivating me over here, man. I got to go do 5 push-ups after this.
I told you, we can delegate the majority of this stuff. We can create leverage around it, but you can't delegate those push-ups. Well,
I know, man. I'm gonna figure out a way though.
Let me know.
All right, guys. I appreciate you guys. Looking forward to you guys exploding into 2021. Let me know how I can help you guys. If you guys got any questions, hit these guys up, man. They're going to be the next big thing in eXp. You guys have a good afternoon.
Bye.
Last time, if I can. All right, Adam.